Are you one of those people that has thought about starting your very own business? Well, today I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys how you would know if you were the type of person to even start a business and how you should go about it. I can't wait to share this with you guys today. Good day, subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Financial Education Channel. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about a business-related subject. Today we're talking about, should you start a business? This is a subject that a lot of people come across at some point in their life. They think, maybe I should go out there on my own and start my very own business and stake my claim and leave this company I'm not happy with. Well, today I'm going to share with you guys some tips on if you should start a business and how you would know if you are the type of person to start a business, those kinds of things. And they're going to be three main points. Three main points is all we're going to talk about today. And if you can check mark all three of these points, then you should go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and get into this. I got my little illustration here on the blackboard. Should you start a business? Number one, most important thing. Whatever your business idea is, so obviously first you need a business idea. Once you have that business idea, you need to think, will you be passionate about it years to come? So is this one of those things, it's just a business idea and maybe you'll be passionate about it for a week or a month, but it's more about the money? No, it needs to be something that you will genuinely be passionate about, even if the business isn't a slamming success and you're just barely breaking even. It needs to be something you feel in your heart. So that's number one. Will you be passionate about this business years to come? Because that will determine your success rate in the short term and the long term. Number two, you need to have enough money where you can carry your bills for a minimum of 6 months. And you need to have enough money saved away that you can buy everything you need to go ahead and get that business up and running. So minimum 6 months saved away for bills and enough money to cover all the expenses at first. That's going to be very vital, as your business probably isn't going to be profitable for months down the road. So you're going to need to have money saved away. That way you can pay your bills, because otherwise what you're going to run into, you'll go ahead and invest some money in the business, and after a month or two you're going to find, shoot, I'm not profitable. What am I going to do? You're going to go back to your old job or get a new job, and that dream of starting your business is going to go right away. It's going to be like it never existed, because you need to eat, you need to have a roof over your head, all that fun stuff. You need to have a car and all those types of things. And if you don't have enough money saved away on those early days of starting that business, you're just going to end up failing. So that's point number two. It is extremely vital you do that. And of course, depending on what business you start will depend on how much money you need to have put away. If you're planning on starting a restaurant or a retail store, things like that, you're going to need a lot of money put away, because those businesses are very capital intensive to start. If you're looking at starting your own detail car wash where you go to people's houses and you detail their cars and whatnot, that's a very cheap one. You need a bucket and some soap and a little vacuum and things like that, and you go to people's houses. That's very cheap. So you're not going to need very much money to start a business like that. So always think about that in your mindset. What can you afford what type of business can you afford to even start in the first place? Number three, does your business model work long term? How long until you get enough profit to cover your bills? So that's number three. Business model is very important. You need to think this out before you even make that leap to start the business. You really need to think down the road. How is this business going to be profitable? How much am I going to be making per hour? How realistic is it for me to jump in and get 30% of the market share, 20% of the market share that's out there? Do you even need that much market share? Is it a business where you need to just capture 1% of the market share? Is this a completely new market you're going into and you need to educate customers on what you're even offering? For example, if you were a health food store 10, 15 years ago and you sold organic produce and whatnot, you needed to educate the consumers on why that would benefit them and those kinds of things. Whereas now, if you were getting into that business, You don't need to really educate your consumers and whatnot, but you have a lot of competition. So you really need to think, just sit down, think, does this business model work? Can I really make a profit? How realistic is it for me to get to that break-even point where I'm able to pay my bills and then grow from there? Because that's key number one, getting to the point where you can at least cover your bills. Then point number two is you want to get to basically the point that you were making as much money working for a company or whatever you were doing before that. And that's step two. Step three is growing beyond that. So those first two, can you get those first two steps in the first year? Is that realistic? Can you get to break even on your bills? And can you start making more than what you're making working for another company right now? If those two you think that's very realistic to achieve in the first year, then it's definitely worth going at. If you think it's not very realistic, it's probably not a very good business model. So I hope this helped you guys on knowing if you should start a business. Are you the type of person that should start a business? Are you passionate? Do you have enough money saved away to start that business? And do you have money to pay your bills for months and months, if not a year down the road? And step number three was, can you make that business model work for the short term and for the long term? Thanks so much for watching, subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, we talk a little bit about financial markets, a ton about personal finance, and a business video like this every once in a while I throw in there for you entrepreneurs or you people that are thinking about becoming entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur. A lot of my family members are, and it's a risky way to live because it's kind of scary taking a leap out there, especially at first, but it's a great way to live. I thank you guys and have a great day.